Kier Starmer has crossed a line that no modern prime minister has dared to touch, drawing sharp criticism and shaking the political establishment. The Labour leader is accused of using government power to block the rise of a rival party, an act some critics describe as electoral sabotage. Once seen as a calm reformer, Starmer now faces legal action over his alleged misuse of the British Devolution Bill, a law originally intended to empower local communities. Instead, opponents claim it's been used to strengthen Labour's control. Rather than devolving power to localities, the bill has resulted in significant centralization, with regional mayors, many of whom are aligned with Starmer, gaining increased power. Reform UK candidates have been mysteriously removed from ballots, and elections in crucial areas have been delayed. Citizens are questioning where their votes have gone, accusing the government of rigging the system. A legal challenge, backed by civil rights groups, local councils, and Reform UK, is heading to court, alleging that the government has violated democratic principles. If the courts agree, Starmer's leadership could be at risk before the next general election even begins. This all follows Reform UK's shock local election victory in 2025, which saw Labour lose hundreds of seats and several councils flip to Reform UK control. Instead of responding with policy, Starmer's government appears to have chosen suppression. New rules introduced without warning are barring Reform UK candidates from standing in key constituencies. Some candidates have been disqualified over a last-minute vetting process, and others have been blocked for vague reasons. In many parts of the country, especially in the North and Midlands, protests are intensifying, and councils are grinding to a halt as audits are conducted. Meanwhile, Labour-run councils are mysteriously exempt from these audits. A whistleblower from the Levelling Up department has described the whole situation as political theater. Leaked internal documents suggest Labour strategists had already considered emergency legal measures to halt Reform UK's progress. Nigel Farage has condemned Starmer, claiming that the Labour leader is using Parliament as a shield to protect his own power rather than democracy. Farage warns that if this situation is allowed to continue, British democracy could be at risk. The legal challenge brought against Starmer also includes accusations of gerrymandering, unlawful election postponements, and restrictions on opposition candidates, all designed to keep Labour in power. The courts are taking this seriously, with an emergency hearing already granted. If Starmer loses the case, cancelled elections might be restarted, and calls for his resignation could grow louder. Labour defends the reforms as necessary, but many voters, particularly in former Labour strongholds, are increasingly disillusioned. The promise of the decentralization has turned into an accusation of power grabbing. With protests over immigration and free speech laws adding fuel to the fire, the pressure on Starmer is mounting. What's unfolding now goes beyond politics. It's being viewed by many as a struggle for the future of British democracy. The backlash against Starmer's government may mark the beginning of the end for a prime minister who is seen as trying to outmaneuver the democratic process.